y'all, welcome to another episode of Fred and the Luka's Model Car Bench Racing.
That's that guy right there.
And that's that guy right there. That dude right there. And we're gonna do some model car bench racing because that's what we do on this show, right? Right, Fred?
Yes, sir. That is it. We have and I tell you what, LC, I want to thank everyone on our inaugural run.
Yeah.
Was just epic. Man,
yeah, wasn't that cool? That was a lot of fun. It turned out great.
Yeah, a lot of response in that, and we really appreciate it. And we're also listening to y'all, everybody's comments. One comment that we have, one guy give us a great possible kit that we might be reviewing. I know I've got it, and I know LC's got it in his stash. So we're listening to y'all, and I know it's an old Willis, one of the old Willis gassers. So that's that's an episode down the road that we possibly do.
We wrote that down on the list.
Yep, we got that. But we do listen to what y'all saying.
Absolutely, because we do this show for you.
That's right, and we're having a blast with it. Matter of fact, that's fun. We're bringing up the topic this week. Let
them know.
I know, we had a comment in the Luka C Facebook group, and I was copied in on it, and I was just like, you know what, LC, we need to do this one.
Yes,
and he kind of let the hint out of what it possibly is, and I commented and said, "What, street freak?"
Yes, you did.
So cat's out of the bag. So here we go.
Street freak.
So I text LC and I said, "You know what? I got one on the bench right now, and this is what they were talking about, and we're gonna bench race this little bad boy right here, which is." I know I've got this kit in several forms. This is the new release the AMT has
which
done.
is a beautiful box art.
It is.
As you guys can see, if you look right here, and there's still a couple on the shelf, this row that's empty, I had pulled them down trying to find the one I want to bring out today because I have several of them. And I even have
avalanche.
No avalanche.
No.
And the thing about the kit is I just don't need any more, but I want to buy that one because I love that box art.
I know.
But the box art I'm going to bring out, which is the exact same kit. But look at this, everyone. Those of you, I don't know how old you are, Fred. How old are you, Fred? Are you old as I am? I don't know if you were
60.
I don't know how into the hobby you were. I've covered my face with this because the Nova is much more prettier than me. This is the first version. This is the first box art when AMT came out with this fantastic kit back in 1988. And I remember when it came, there was a big deal coming about that kit.
Yep,
and it was they did that, and then immediately, which was unheard of back in the day, then they did that, and this is the first version of the Pro Street, what they call the Street Machine, but they did two versions like within a month apart. Yes, sir. Yes. You've got an original.
I have an original. Yep. This is one, and I can't shake it and do like Tim does. Automatically make it appear. But
he's got a special.
I have a special skill, Mr. Brown. And if y'all remember, this is the first issue of the Street Machine or the Pro Street version of it. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to try this. Now, Tim Brown, we're going to try it. This is what was repopped later on. This one is the
infamous blue one.
The infamous blue one. Everybody hates that color. But watch this. I'm gonna shake. Here, it's in there. If I shake it, all right, hold on. Guess what, LC? It works. Check that out. Ta-da!
Blue and all.
Blue and all. Even did flames on it. Look at that. But this is one I did a little change of the motor. The motor that comes
that's how you roll.
That's it. I am not. It's got a small block in it. Now I will say that. But that's it right there. I used the tires, the wheels. I did put some flames on it.
Oh, yeah. Look at your flames. Yeah. I like it a lot.
Did flames. But I did check that motor out right there. I took the small block 327s in there, and I put a big old blower on it. Just just made it just a hog daddy. But really didn't do a whole lot. Just just kind of.
But that's the thing about that kit. Both versions, you don't have to do a lot to it. You don't have to.
No,
it's just so fantastic.
I've built three. I think I've built three of these kits over the years.
Yeah.
Which I haven't opened the first release. I've never opened that one. So, but when this one came out, I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna grab this one and just I'm gonna build it box stock. I ain't even got wires on this thing. Wow. I mean, look at that, no wires. But yeah, I figured out.
I love your paint job on that. That is so cool.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, go on.
Honestly, this one right here was originally a flat black paint job. That was when everybody was doing that
murder them out
look.
And I was
just like, so I did it like that, and the more I looked at it, the worse I hated it. So I just took it. I stripped it back down, and that's what I came out with right there. So,
gosh, I look
Tim Brown, it works.
Yep, it works. It works. Yeah, I have started many. I think I've never finished the street one, the street stock one. I do want to do one. I also remember they came out, which I have one of those. Is they put Grumpy's toy on the cover and gave you Grumpy's toy decals, which I had gotten this kit, which is, I don't know what the heck. Here's the one I just showed. This is the street one here. And I purposely bought this to build a Grumpy's toy. And this thing has, but the problem with it is, I don't know if people realize this a lot about these models. One thing they did is when they did this version of it, you didn't get stock interior. You got like the door panels were smooth, like they were aluminum. You kind of had a fabricated dashboard, and even the inner fender wells were kind of like fabbed up.
Yeah, they did.
Something I do, because I like to do a lot of, kind of stay factual with the race cars, NHRA legal race cars, especially super stocks. If I'm working on a super stock with one, so I rated all the stock panels out of that red one there I showed you, and I'm working on this one, which is supposed to be a street legal, or not street legal, but a super stock car for NHRA legal. And I don't know if I'm able to really sew, but I put the stock door panels in it, and I have the stock dashboard from that kit. So now that kit doesn't have that stuff. So I would buy these up just to get the stock interior, just to do my NHRA cars.
Yep.
Because I'm insane. Let's not forget that I'm insane.
Yeah, I know. But I tell you what, though, honestly, I'll say this. I mean, everything now. Of course, this one right here does not have the. It don't have the tub to rear end.
Nope, that's the stock one.
That's pretty much the stock one. But
here you go. Look, there's the stock chassis. If those of you who only do the Pro Street version, they did a beautiful job on this. I don't know, it's kind of flushed out if you can see it, but it's just this model, especially because it was being done back in the 80s. This was a groundbreaking model, and the fact that they did two versions, almost it came out exactly at the same time.
Yep.
One of my favorite kits.
It is. It's one of mine. And I get this question a lot. Which of the two do I, prefer? If I'm on a kit bash, a kit, another kit, whether it be a Revell, an AMT, or what have you. What's my preference? Would I prefer using, the Pro Street blue, the blue body one, or using the AMT 67 Chevelle? And honestly, I mean, either one of them works great.
They're really different.
They are, because the AMT 66 Nova Pro Street, it's not my favorite because it's got a leaf spring narrowed rear end. Most true Pro Streets have 4 links, and
that
AMT the Chevelle kit, yeah, the Chevelle kit works perfectly. For that.
because it's got a little more race car
Yeah,
suspension.
yeah.
This was the one. Yeah, it was the '66 Nova that had the leaf spring set up, basically stock leaf springs inboarded. What I like about this is that's very '70s. That when they first started tubbing the cars out in super stock, and a lot of your early pro streets, that's all they did. It's simple.
Yep.
So I like that. But again, it really depends on the car, because of course I have a bunch of those AMT '67 Chevelles for that very reason, because you know,
I'm pleading the fifth. I don't. That's a running joke around How many kits does Pappy? How many '67 Chevelle kits does Pappy have?
Oh
Plead
boy!
The fifth. Let's just put it this way: I have my own separate shelf just for those.
Oh goodness gracious! You know what? And because of that, and we've been talking about that, and we both kind of have the same feeling about that kit, because it's so great for so many things. Whoop! I dropped an axle and sorry to everybody. I didn't mean to show my face that close. You got to have a lot of them, and then I was going through and inventorying, and I have a few, but then I realized I don't have enough, and I think I'm going to be having to go buy some more.
Yeah, I know it's
again,
and they're still readily available.
Yeah, they are. They are
available. Yeah,
I like the Revell one. The Revell one has better detail, a little more accurate. It has a kind of a tricker rear end to it. It does. Really nice looking. But it also, with that, the Revell one's a little more complicated. I like the AMT because it's just a little bit simpler, easier to build, easier to kit bash.
It's easier to kit bash. You can cut it, you can separate it.
Yeah.
Really, the only time I cut the back half off a lot, but I have used the entire chassis, and I have had to narrow shorten the wheelbase some, get it to work on different applications. But usually in the case of this AMT 66 Nova, of course, I'm going to take my center to center measurement of the kit I'm kit bashing first. And if I can get that Nova frame without having to, shorten it or, narrow it, from the one side to the other, I'm going to use it, because it's usually like for, the Nova was a short wheelbase car to begin with.
Yeah.
And this would work great in like Camaros, old 60, first gen Camaros, Corvettes. What else? Mustangs. I've measured out some of the Mustangs, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I mean, would it be correct, to have a GM A-frame up under a Mustang? Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, you're pro streeting it, or it works. If it works, it works. So, people just have to get over it. But I've got what they know is a GM frame up under a Mustang.
Yeah. Oh man, it's model building.
It is, yeah.
I'll tell you, the thing that I like about the Nova back half, what I really like about it, all those same reasons you're saying, but it's such a square car. It's so dang square. You can get it to fit in anything. I've had this back. I've cut the back off. I bought this kit so many times just for the back half, and I've put it. I put one, in a '69 Camaro, and I went ahead and used the leaf springs too, because the '69 Camaro I was doing was something that'd be like a '70s race car. That's what they would have done. A super stock car. I think the super stock cars, they have to run the leaf spring because they have to keep. They can narrow and inboard springs, but they have to use the configuration of what it came from the factory. So a 69, a 67 through 69 super stock, NHRA legal super stock racer, they have to run the leaf springs in it. I don't know if that's true today, but I believe it is.
I don't either. I haven't.
I do that to me. Remember, we're talking some rivet counting, and I don't put this out on anybody. I do this to me because that's actually a part of the hobby I really enjoy. I have NHRA rule books over sitting on my desk. That's how insane. Like I always say, I'm insane. I'm insane, but it's how I roll. But it is. It's such a versatile little back half. I'll
It
tell
is.
you a secret. Don't tell anybody this, Fred. I'm going to tell you a little secret, just so you know. I made a mold of just the back half. I can make it in resin.
Woohoo!
Tell anybody.
Don't tell nobody. You know, you got my address. You got my address, though, right?
I already got something I'm putting together for you, but
My bonus for the year. My bonus for the
your
year.
bonus.
Yeah.
Your bonus
My
is coming.
bonus. Yeah.
Don't tell BG. He hasn't.
Oh, don't
well,
tell
no.
BG.
Actually, last time when
Okay,
we
BG.
shot the last model car guys, I gave BG
Love
his bonus.
Love that, man. Y'all did good. I really enjoyed it. Hey, and
That
if
was a
y'all
fun
ain't
one.
watching, if y'all aren't watching the model car guys, you ain't watching nothing.
Discovering that doing this before tacos is always quieter than doing it after tacos. I'm not sure how sensitive that microphone is, but wow.
Because those two right there, I tell you that this last episode, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we had a ball with it. We had a really
It was great
good
to
time.
see. It was great to see y'all back in the shop together.
Yeah, that was a lot of
Instead
fun,
of-
and
Yeah,
we felt it. We felt it felt better. Unfortunately, man, how great it would be for you and I to do it. Who knows? We might
Hey.
sometime, but you know, this works out really good too. What we do, but yeah, when
This
you're
is
in
true.
live in the same studio, it's always a lot of fun. And then we went out to my shop afterwards, and I said, "Hey, buddy, I want to give you some stuff." And I hooked him up with some resin things because he's doing a double secret shush project for me, and he's gonna have fun with that. So I wanted to hook him up.
Good.
But 66 Nova, we're
Boom.
gonna bench rate the heck out of this thing, and I love that
Yeah.
that version there, which is this version here. It was really cool. This version, see that?
Hey.
Kind of neat. They're both red on the box. This one is really cool because not only can you do a totally bone stock factory, but it gives you some street machine stuff. Like even in
It does.
it gave you a nice set of Kraggers. Put a little bit wider tires on there. Have your custom
Got a hood
Kragger
scoop.
wheels, and you have like the hood scoop. That
Yep.
cool mailbox hood scoop.
Yep.
Harwood square hood scoop. It comes with a very
Then
nice one.
Yeah, you got a nice Edelbrock high rise.
Yeah, the-
manifold.
Beautiful.
You got the. Let's see, what else do you get? I'm sitting here trying to look at it. I ain't got my glasses.
Yeah,
so
as a matter of
I'm
fact, they're back in the day. It's kind of 80s. Of course, my camera's horrible, but yeah, they had it all done up. They had the Kraggers on there and had that.
Yep.
So you could build a really cool street custom, as they would call it.
Yep.
And it even came with a really cool set of slapper bars.
Yep. It sure did.
So they gave you everything like what someone would do with the car. Just a weekend street.
Just a little weekend warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I tell you what, I've been practicing at this. I don't know if I've got my snapping power and all that, but I know I got I'm powered by the throttle.
Here we go again. Here we go.
Are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
All right, now this kit right here, we've been talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to Pro Street it. Not going to Pro Street.
You would have
They
bought the
give
Pro
y'all-
Street kit then.
I do. Nah, this is just the regular old factory version. Pappy don't do that. What's this?
You don't fly like that.
Shaky, shaky, shaky. All right, let's see what happens now.
Oh! Look at that nutty thing, all up high. Holy street freak.
I'm gonna have to shake it a little bit more to get the paint on it. So, but that's
It's
what
getting
I've
there.
come up with. It's getting there.
Nice. That is nice.
It's getting there. I tell you what else. Everybody knows I build Pro Street. I'm having a blast building these street.
Yeah, you've been
right
doing
here.
some street freaks lately.
Love them. Love them.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I like it. And I tell you, I could throw a little gasoline on this little spark of a fire if you'd like. Can you deal with it?
Please do.
You want
Please
me to?
do. Please
Again,
do.
this is between you and I don't want anybody to hear. Let me whisper this to you.
All right, let me listen.
Flip nose.
Oh my!
I'm sorry.
God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let me think about that.
Flip nose.
Let me look at some things.
I don't know. I see that and I just see a flip nose. Get to mold the hood on too. Even if you're gonna have a hood scoop, mold that all on one piece.
Oh, we haven't talked about the power plant.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about the power plant.
How
It's
did
not
you
gonna be a
forget
small-
about the power plant?
I ain't got it. I can't shake the box on this one. But
There you go. I can imagine. Oh jeez.
well, oh Lord, I'm gonna
Oh
have to.
jeez.
Everybody knows that I jumped down the rabbit hole of 3D printing a while back. Well,
Yeah, I heard about
I
that.
just happened to have a few. Well,
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you this. Guess what that is? It's 3D printed, but it's gonna have a blower. I got a big Broadex engine.
Oh,
Got the big
boy.
Broadex. It's got the
Oh boy.
got the little side dump. Got the side dump headers. Going to come out the right behind the front tires.
Boy, that's
So
almost not right, but beautiful.
two
It's
fours.
almost like a huge, sinful, beautiful thing.
It's getting there.
See,
So,
but with that, all the more reason why you need a flip nose.
I got to figure out. Well, I got to cut the hole in the opening. The opening in the
Yeah.
hood first.
Oh boy.
And
Well, we will see. I don't want to put too much on you.
Then we'll crush the part on the flip nose. But that would be
boy. That'd be awesome. That'll be
honestly,
awesome.
All right, you got your main body of the car. The nose flips up like that. What would be even cooler would be to have a front opening. Have a front opening.
Yeah.
And then you can raise that.
Oh, that would be very World of Wheels.
We're brain crushing here.
We're
We're
bench racing. That's what it's about. That's very cool. Hey, check this out now. There's something I do on these little Chevy 2s that let's do that. I do a little modification that you might not notice on the wheel wells, but I don't know if you could see this. Do you see how my slick fits in that wheel well?
You stretched it.
I stretched it, but if you notice, I didn't just grind it out. You know that little step that's on the stock vehicle, on the stock panel, how they kind of have. I kept that. It's very factory looking.
Wow.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's really easy to do. I'm going to do a video on how to do that. It's very easy to do.
Well, I wished you would because
I will.
I had to. Because when I started, mocking all this up, I got to find them first. Which everybody knows the tires that comes in the blue kit, the whatever the third or fourth gen of that. It comes with these. Well, they're not Pro Street tires. These are just Goodyear slicks.
Heck yeah.
They're fat wide. They're wide fatties. So
yeah.
So I was going to put these up under it, and once I got my rear end up under it, and was trying to figure out the height to clear these. I pulled a page out of the LC playbook. I stretched it out this way and raised it up a little bit.
Oh, niceness.
Which really got rid of that lip. But once I chose, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do these because I used some tires similar to that in the USAC bill, which we got just a few more days before we release that evidence.
Pressure.
Oh, yeah.
I've been working on mine. Oh boy, I don't know.
Oh Lord. Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it?
It might not be what I was hoping it'd be, but we are going to make it. I might have to cut some corners.
But there's what I just took. This isn't the rear.
Yeah.
This ain't the rear end. This isn't the rear end that comes in this kit.
No.
I just went out. I went to the parts box, pulled me out some springs, and reversed the way they mount. As far as they don't mount on the top of the axle. These mount on the bottom of the springs, not on the top of the spring. So I released. All I did was just cut the axle tubes, turn them around, pin them, and that gave me the height that I need to clear.
It gave you silly height. You got silly height there.
And I don't have a block in between there. So
nice.
But these are just some old kit tire.
That's why you save everything and keep a box full of garbage like that. You never know.
Right.
Ever know.
Nope, never do.
One thing about, like, I don't have any of the more recent versions of that the Pro Street or Street Machine version, the tubbed version, however you want to call it. But they've always been putting out those same slicks. But I've always worked my butt off to grind off. They would always have the raised Goodyear lettering on them, and
these are pad print.
Yeah, now. And now they've got. I love how they've gotten rid of all that and they pad print them because I like to put decals on. So I end up having to sand them, and I put, because this is supposed to be a car that I'm doing that would have raced in the late '70s. I went with the Firestone Drag 500 logo, and then I cleared over it, and I did a cool video on how to make those look really good. Decals look good, not so bright white and fake. But this is actually, I'm up in the air. I'm building this off of an actual real car, but the real car was a '67, and because, again, I'm insane, right? And those of you who don't know the difference between a '66 and a '67, oh, totally nuts. The grill is different. And so because the car that I was building is a '67 and this is a '66, so I don't have the correct grill, well, it drives me insane. So I can't build the car. I'm nuts like that. I'll agree. But I'm kind of going off that, and it kind of gave me a nice, good, I'm not building that car. And I'll put the picture of the car that I'm copying. I don't know if you know this car. Do you know that car?
Yeah.
Oh, you're lying. Do you? You want me to send you the actual picture of it?
I wish you would.
I'll do that. So movie magic doesn't work for Fred.
There's an edit.
He's blind to movie magic. Sometimes it's hard to find, but let me find this thing. I should have had this up for you. This car, it's been a car that it's one of my favorite looking race cars. It was on the cover of Hot Rod magazine a ton back in the late '70s. It was built by a group of guys that were like the guys from, I hope I don't say it wrong. People will shoot me down, but just say it down below. SDR Race Cars, which were pretty much a bunch of guys that were a part of Grumpy's thing way back in the '60s and '70s, and they branched off to become the chassis builders, and they built all the later Grumpy's toys when they started really going with the tubs and the tubes and all that, and they started building a lot of cars back in those days, and it was SDR, and they got together with John Lingerfeller, and they built this, what they called the triple fret. Let's see if
I know which one you're talking about now. I do.
And
when you said John Lingerfelder,
you
said John Lingerfelder, I do.
Yeah, what I love about, because I love Lee Shepherd, the great Lee Shepherd.
Man. He
did the heads work for him, so they had Shepherd racing heads on the fender, and it was just a cool looking car. I mean, everybody I'm talking about, they all see it, You just don't, but I think you know the car I'm talking about.
I know the car. I know
so it was. I want to build that car, but something that looks like it. I'm going to be. I guess it's going to be a tribute to the car because it's a '66. Because I'm insane and because I don't have the '66 grill. But then again, I don't. It takes pressure off of me. I'm not building a replica, so I don't have to be exact. All right. Gone with that. Talked everybody's ear off about stuff really nobody cares about. But we're bench racing. That's
what all this is.
That was what I was going for. I'm really getting the look. I love super tricks. Love super trick. Here's the fronts. I want to say that these probably come from like a Grumpy's toy, MPC Grumpy's toy.
I have, if I remember.
I just love that look. And I got to get back on this thing. It drives me nuts. Every time I look at it, I lose my mind. I got to get back on that baby.
Yeah, I got to get cranking on this one right here. I've been in the mock-up stage on it and just really
It's a fun
I'll
stage.
work
Though.
on it. It is. I love doing this part. And I've changed. I had a rear end. Actually, I went to the parts bin and I wanted a more, because the rear end that comes with this one, I don't know if everybody knows it or not. It's a great big, looks like a big oversized Dana.
Yeah, it looks like a big 12-inch, or not what they call, 12 bolt.
Wait a minute. There it is. Because I didn't use it. I did not. Wait a minute. I was about to drop the box. There it is. And I even arched the springs some. And I was just like, nah, but it's a great big. I mean, just look at how big.
Yeah, I know.
In comparison to what this is, the one that's up under there looks more realistic instead of, I mean, I don't scale. This is probably as far as the tubes. Oh my God. These were thick.
Yeah, that's the one thing, because they were still kind of like playing with the metal axle, so they had to make the torque tubes of the rear end so thick to fit the metal axle through.
Yeah. Oh, there's another thing I wasn't too happy about. A chrome. Well, they chrome the. Look at that. They chrome the steering wheel, the whole thing, all the way down to the steering shaft.
Wow, do they?
What? Yeah. You know what's going to happen to this one? Right into the old
purple pond.
Right into the old pond there to strip that down. So.
Yeah, that must have been something new, because it's not on the chrome tree of the old one.
Nope, but it is on this one.
That's weird, because you know what? I'm looking, and it is on. Yeah, it's on the regular white tree on this. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, but let's see. There's two chrome trees. There's two chrome trees that comes with a screw.
Ah, okay. So
I can't remember what it comes in.
You're watching the Luka C channel on YouTube.
Cut you down in your prime, didn't we? All right. I got the 10-minute warning, and we get into talking, totally forgot. But we're back. We're back on track. So you were showing the second.
Yeah.
And I think you're right.
Version, that's that's. I'll tell you what. Let me. That's what really originally came with everything. But you get a second chrome tree right here, which has got the it's got the hubcaps.
I have that, but
hubcaps.
Some of them are off.
Yeah, but anyhow, some of them are.
Oh yeah.
Trying.
So I guess this thing did come with a. I can't. Yeah, but see, not. There's mine. Mine's not chrome.
It ain't? Okay. Yep, mine is. That's
bizarre. I wonder why they would have done that. One thing, look at this. That's right. They had the Wien or Weiland or Wien.
Yeah, Wien. Valve covers. Yep.
Valve covers and the Wien high rise on this one.
Yep.
Yeah,
I just noticed that it said Wien right between the two carbs.
Yep. Oh yes, it does.
Carb mount.
That's why they put some really cool hot rod stuff.
Yeah, they did. It was this was just always it was a fun kit to build.
It is. It's such a neat kit. It gets me charged up.
I think this is. Let's see. I built that one, and this is the third time I've built this kit. I built, of course. I shook the box and look what fell out. and I shook the box.
I should have gone over and got my built one.
But I built another version of the blue one. This particular one right here. I had I got two friends of mine that I went to. You have two friends? Yeah, I imagine. I make them my friends this way, so I have to pay them. Checks in the mail.
Yeah, I've been waiting. You tell me that. But I don't know, man. We're gonna be stopping these things.
Yeah. But anyhow, they reached out to me about building a version of that one for their son. He's a big drag racer here in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
And they wanted me to build a version of his car. They sent me pictures of it.
Oh really? Oh, that's always fun to do.
So I did a commission bill for them. Exactly. I mean, I went down to the detail. Had to fabricate the roll cage. He had the total enclosed roll cage around the driver. Let's see. He had a big block in it, so I had to stuff a big block down in there. Let's see. Then I had to lower it more. I had to 3D print some tires, or 3D print some wheels for it.
Niceness.
Matter of fact, our good friend Mr. Brandon White, that was before I had my 3D printer. He printed them up for me.
Nice.
They were a set of wheels. Brandon, I know you're watching. You remember the ones that you.
He's one of our producers.
Got to keep our producers and our program directors happy.
That's right. Oh boy, dude.
So he 3D printed me some up and got them sent to me, and I really appreciate that. But that went on that commission bill, and that's what when I finished the commission bill, they were like, "What do we owe you?" And I said, "I tell you what, I'm looking to get into 3D printing." So they bought me my first 3D printer and my curing station.
Awesome.
So
that's very cool. That is very cool. That worked out nice.
Thanks to three good friends, I'm in the 3D printing business.
Nice. That's excellent. And boy, does it help out your hobby.
Man, it does.
Your personal hobby. I know. I need one for my business. I'm not going to get into selling 3D prints, but I have a couple of people that will design stuff for me. And then it's really easier for them to just send me, their file, and then I can print it. And I want to start dabbling in kind of doing my own design work eventually. I'm playing with that. But I like to print stuff to use as a master, and then I'll go ahead and resin cast it. A lot of things of mine are 3D printed masters.
Yep.
It works out good.
When the master starts wearing out, which they do, you have to, you've got the option there that you can, all right, well, I gotta have a new master. So you just go out there, hit start or enter start, and come back an hour or two later, and guess what? Run it through the bath, and you got a new master to do your negatives or to do your mold from.
Yep, exactly. So, definitely it's a neat tool that's coming to our hobby, and
it is,
and you can just do so much with it. Make so many cool parts for your cars.
Yep.
Airplanes.
Somebody asked me not, who asked that question? What's something that has really made our hobby and changed the innovation of the hobby, and that was one of the things that they said was 3D print.
3D printing definitely changed. We're getting things that we never could have gotten, or these guys are 3D printing carburetors and wheels and stuff that was never available, or like shifters. There's a guy in Texas. I'm sorry, I can't think. I think he's in. I don't know. If you go over to Chuck's Hobby Spot, he did a plug for this. He did a plug right there. He did a plug for this one guy who I got an order from, who absolutely made these beautiful shifters to all these different automatic racing. And that was always a difficult thing. We had to scratch build them, or the resin caster would have to be someone who could really master one up and scratch build it really well. And they were, it was handmade, so it was like, it was nice, it looked good, but it wasn't perfect. But now, these guys, they can 3D print one. They even have say B&M on it and whatever.
I've got a file.
We couldn't make those by hand.
No, I've tried, but I mean, they look like Fidos. But look at I can't check.
Is that 3D printed?
That is 3D printed frame right there. That is for actually the back.
Look, I'm not yawning because you're boring.
That is actually for a '69 Camaro.
Oh, sweetness!
Check that out.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And did you 3D print?
Oh yeah, a little bag of goodies.
This was before your 3D printer, so you had to scratch build the roll cage for that Nova.
Every bit.
Yeah. Hey, do you? This is going to get off subject, but we're bench racing. So, did you being where you're at in Georgia? Do you ever travel a little up north towards Chattanooga and go to that what is it, Brainerd Optimus drag strip up there? Am I saying that right?
Brainerd, yeah.
Brainerd Optimus.
Yeah. Yep.
There was a guy I did a commission build for who is a regular, still to this day. I was actually trying to get a hold of him. He has a YouTube channel, and he'll still every once in a while post. It's nothing big. He doesn't really do YouTube, but he has a YouTube channel. His name is Wayne Holland, and he still goes to that track and will videotape some racing and put it up on his YouTube channel. He's got a lot of cool stuff. And you know, we got talking years ago. I want to say 15 years ago. I don't know how it is. He had a car. He posted a picture of this '66 Chevelle that he still has it. Maybe still has it today. But he raced it real heavy back in the late '70s, and he called it Close Encounters. If I find a picture of it, it's white with blue on the bottom.
Yep,
it said Close Encounters. You remember that car? I
sure do, 'cause
I can't find my pictures of it. I wish I did. I built the model for him. I basically used I used the '66 flip nose. I just made it. It was a slammer. I didn't put an engine in it. I actually put a more stock frame in it because that's what he had, and I just got that look. And if you remember that, you know, it's the '70s. The car was really up high to fit the big tires because he didn't tub it. It's just gigantic. Nope. And I made that thing and I hand lettered the thing and sent it to him, and he just loved it. That dude. So you know the car, huh?
I know the car because which I'm in West Georgia, which is, you know, I mean, you know where I'm at.
I do.
There was a local drag strip. It was called Southeastern Dragway. I cut my teeth drag racing there as a young lad here, which I'm
not anymore.
Again. Yeah, I'm not anymore. But Southeastern Drag Strip was probably 10 minutes up the road from where I currently live at. He used to bring that, and I mean on Saturday nights, man, they would race into the wee morning hours on Sunday.
Oh, I remember.
And of course, you know, I'm in the Bible Belt. They had to shut the drag strip at 1:00 on Sunday morning. That was part of the county got onto them. They said, look, people is going to church, and you know, so they told them, they said that was one of the things, they better not be a car cranked up after 1:00. But I remember him bringing that car down here. It pulled people from as far up as Kentucky. It pulled all the way over into Mississippi, would come out here just to race at Southeastern. It was a 1/8 scale. It was a 1/8 scale. It was a 1/8 mile strip. It wasn't a quarter mile. But I'm here to tell you, it was a fun
sometimes those quarter miles
strip.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, and I remember seeing pictures of that car. Man, and he's, like I said, he sent me pictures back then of it. He still had it. And the last version of it that I saw, he painted it. It was all blue. But I did it as the Close Encounters car. That's what he wanted, and he just loved it. I put it in a little case for him. I gave him a smoking deal on it because I was basically using, you know, I took the body out of a kit that I rated all the parts out of. I would always buy those. I got tons of those Malibus, those '66 Malibus, because they just have the greatest. They got the greatest parts. There's so many great parts in it. So I would buy a kit just for the parts. So I had the body laying around, and I slammed that body together. Made a slammer for him. That's all he wanted. I detailed. He sent me what pictures he could, and he had a very janky roll bar inside that thing. It's the '70s, right? But he kind of explained it, and from the pictures I saw, I got his roll bar done, and he had roll bar padding with duct tape around it. So I took tiny little strips of duct tape and just wrapped I wrapped it up. I made the interior. I did kind of, you know, he was like blown away when he got the car. He was so stoked out about the interior because I think that was more important to him and a real added extra need. He wasn't expecting it. He just wanted the outward appearance of the car. But he really dug the interior because he says, wow, you nailed it. You really got it from just a few pictures and me explaining it. And
it's always in the details. Too.
Yeah, but, you know, not having an engine but making the interior look good, because that's what his memory is of racing the thing, sitting in there behind that steering wheel and running it.
Yep.
And yeah, I just thought that was such a cool looking car. It was so
I do
crazy
remember
70s looking.
Yep.
Yeah, and he said, you know, he named it Close Encounters because that's when the movie came out. So what the heck, that was a hot thing. Everybody, whatever the cool hot movie was, or what was hot on television, that's what people would name their race cars after.
Guilty.
Mine wasn't. Don't tell me you had wait. You had one that was called Dynamite, right? Some of these young kids probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna have to Google that.
Yeah, if I was old enough in the 70s to have a drag car, I would have probably called it Edith A.
I tell you what, though, I do have an admission. I got actually 2 admissions.
Oh, let's hear this.
The first one, when you was talking about taping the padding around the roll bar, guilty of that. The first time I ever did that, that was the first time a guy came up to me and he said, you know, that looks like, you know, I was like, okay. And he said, you need to try these new things called zip ties.
What?
I swear to God, LC, I'd never heard of zip ties. I said, what is that?
Oh, yeah, they were fairly new thing.
He goes over to his rig and he comes over and he said, here, let me show you how these work. And he zip, zip, zip. And he said, now cut all that gaudy tape off.
Awesome.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, because lots of times people, they use a popular way, like even in NASCAR, you really saw that. They would put the foam around there, and then they just would wrap it all up with electrical tape. Was really popular.
Yeah, that was. I mean, you could use
zip ties.
Electrical.
We got this new invention called zip ties. Now today they'll put complete race cars together with those.
Hey, boy, you ain't kidding. Thank God. But yeah, that was but that was back in the day. But now the second thing I'm going to admit. We were talking we're bench racing now. This is okay. This is bench racing. We're not getting away from the bench racing. This was back in the time when I had you remember the popular lowrider trucks?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I had a real popular lowrider truck. It was around this area. It was a Chevy Love.
Oh,
everybody remembers the Chevy Love.
Oh yeah.
So I had one that I slammed it, man, did the whole thing. Well, that was about the time that our friend Bob Seeger had an album that was called Night Moves.
Oh, yeah.
I had a truck named Night Moves.
Of course you did. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a movie.
That's cheesy.
I was always inspired by music instead of the
movie.
Oh
yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, that was always the cool thing. Whatever pop culture was going on, cars would get named that. Night Moves.
They would. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Night Moves. I had another friend. I'm still real good friends with him. He has got an awesome. Matter of fact, one of these days I'm gonna hit him up, see if I can do some video of. He's got a '55 Chevy Nomad. He shows locally. Man, this thing is gorgeous. But back in the day when we were running around a lot, hanging out, going, doing the show circuit and everything, he had a truck. It was a GMC 4-wheel drive pickup. It set up on 44s. It was just like, anywho, he called, his was, you can imagine what he was doing when he named the truck. He called it Southern Comfort. Yeah.
Nice.
He called it Southern Comfort. I remember being in that truck one night under the influence of Southern Comfort.
Of course. Sounds appropriate to me.
I forgot how high it was in the air. I opened the door to get out, and I find myself about 2 seconds later looking up at the drive shaft going, damn, it hurt.
It would have hurt worse if you weren't under the influence of it. Hurt better.
Oh, God.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that was, but.
Here's one that comes to mind. I forgot about this one. So back when I was going through tech school, mechanic tech school, this was back in like 91. This one kid, he got his supplement money, And everybody who got their supplement school money, it was a couple of grand. Everybody immediately went out and bought cars, right? That was back, $2,000 worth of supplement. You could pick yourself up something really cool for $2,000.
You can get something real nice. Yeah.
I actually went out and bought tools, and I bought a welder, and I bought tools. Because I was building, at that time, I had a 66 Chevelle that was all gutted. I was building it to race in the dirt tracks. So that's where my supplement money went. But this guy showed up. It was unbelievable. He had to throw some more money on. But this was a total, and it was in really nice condition. But at the time, people kind of laughed at it. It was very outdated. But he showed up to school in the 69 Chevelle it was street freak looking. It was very 70s. The paint job, which still looked good, but you could tell it was aging. But it had the like pagan gold and root beer brown and all, very 70s looking, graphic on the side. And it was, he had the biggest tires you could stuff in an unmodified frame, right? But and the thing ran so horrible because it was almost a stock small block Chevy. But man, this looked cool to have that hole in the hood and have these duals sticking out. He had a dual high rise, 2 big Holley carburetors on the top with the velocity stacks that you could cook a Chinese meal in. And he showed up to school at that. Everyone was kind of laughing at him, and I was like, "No, I appreciate," because man, in the 90s, 70s looking cars were not cool. They were not cool in the early 90s, and I was like, "Damn, dude, that is sweet. That is like a total." From the 1978 World of Wheels. And I looked at it, but you know what it said on the quarter panel? This will date the car. It said, "Bad to the bone."
Oh.
I'll never forget that car. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Yeah. I was just like, oh, geez. Your 70s cheese all the way. But man, it was cool. And then another kid showed up with a Vega that was kind of had the same 70s treatment too.
Oh wow!
It's like, what are you guys finding in these cars?
Yeah.
It's weird like that.
No, it's the same way out here. I know. It was buddy of mine down where I grew up at here in West Georgia. I say it was him. He had a brother and a sister. He had 3. It's Kenny, Ricky, Wesley, and had a sister. All right, the 3 brothers, all of them had one had a 55, the other one had a 56, the other one had a 57 Chevy. My buddy Kenny had the 57 Chevy, and their sister had a Chevelle. Oh my God. But their dad worked at the GM plant here in Atlanta, which was, I think that was the Dorable plant. And I tell you what, they churned out some hot rods, and all their cars come out of a chicken house. I swear to God,
what were their names?
Ricky.
So you had Ricky,
Kenny. I say it was Kenny, Ricky, Wesley, and Tammy. All of them had a
so what? Wait, was it Kenny Bob, Ricky Bob? I had to. I'm sorry, boy. Do you still know those people? I'm glad I'm far away from Atlanta. They're going to hunt me down. Speaking of Southern Comfort, I saw that movie. I know what the heck's going to happen.
Oh, Lord. I watched it not too long ago, too. I was bored one night, and I was like, why am I watching this?
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
But, yeah.
I lived in the South. I know all the stereotypes, and let me tell you something.
Yep.
There's a reason for it.
Yep. That is true.
Sorry. I love the South, man. I love the people there. I'm just kidding.
And if you hear banjo music, you better start paddling faster.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, in the small town in Virginia that I lived in, I made sure I was well liked and trusted because I worked at the store. I worked at the automotive repair shop, which was like the oldest one there in that town. It was owned by our buddy Dennis Smith. Everybody knows I worked for the boss. The boss.
Glad you said that.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment. So, and working for him, and we used to have such a good time, him and I, and just laugh about this.
Great guy.
But I got because of that, and because he was so well respected in that town, that I kind of was safe everybody getting to know me from working at that shop. So I could go where the banjo music played, and I was pretty safe, and I was well liked by all them, you know. Boy, like all the, you know, got Junior coming down, and Ducky comes down from the hills, and you know, and go good times. I loved living there. Some of my favorite times in life. But,
mine too.
Yeah. So since we mentioned Dennis, ba-da-da, which it was also at the beginning. Getting close, man. I am so envious. I wish I could go to that. I got to go to it one of these years. I'm hoping maybe next year or something. Like, I just got a lot of things going on this year. There's just no way I'd be able to make it. But boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
That
Dennis
show,
asked me, it's awesome. It was awesome.
You know what? Everybody start going to that show. And I mean, it's a great show. And Dennis does a great job. Him and his boys do a great job with it. They have a great venue. That's really a show that I think could really take off and become something big in the Southeast.
I agree. Let's see. This show, it's the MDA Quality Model Car Contest Show and Swap Meet, March the 4th. 2 more weeks. Yeah. Let me look at my calendar. 2 more weeks away at the Berglund Center, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Roanoke, Virginia.
Love that town.
Love that town.
Love that town.
I'll hold it right there so everybody can. There's www dot right there, so y'all can see that.
The funny thing is,
in that area, get
go to it. Go to. You're going to have such a good time, and there's a great car show going on too, because they do that in conjunction with the MDA car show. That's very World of Wheels like show.
Yes, it is.
And you know that's been going on for so long that Dennis and I used to roll to that show, and we would be judges at that show back in 92, 93 when I lived there. And it was a blast back then. We just had such a good time. And our old friend Tom Allison used to run it. He's the one he was so active. He did a couple of model shows that were all like to help that MDA, the foundation, charity and stuff, and just wonderful things they do.
The muscular dystrophy.
It's such a wonderful thing, and it's been going on for so long. A lot of you guys might not realize it. So it's a very well seasoned show that all the locals have been going for years. And it's getting bigger, and now with modern, and here we're talking about it where it's getting noticed all over the world.
So if y'all get by there. I know Dennis. Let me more his. Go ahead.
Let me plead with you people. Do it for me. I can't go, and I wish I could. So why don't you go? Be there. Take my spirit there. I'll be there in spirit. And go over. BG, so he'll be my proxy. Here's my proxy. He's representing my channel for me. I have to send you a shirt.
Thank you. I need a new shirt.
Let's get you a shirt.
Send it. Hurry. I need it.
Oh, please. I'll tell you. Hey, you were going to say something about BG, and then I got something to say about this.
Matter of fact, BG texted me today, and he's like, "Are you going to this show?" And I was like, "No, it's on my bucket list. I'd really like to, but it's 2 weeks from now. I've already got committal for this weekend for this show. This is
that's
2023. 2023 AtlantaCon. This is hosted by my good friends at the IPMS local Atlanta chapter.
Excellent.
So, this is the IPMS Marietta Scale Modelers. That's their chapter. So the theme this year is 1973 golden anniversary. So there's a lot of things that, that could cover. But it's February, coming Saturday, February the 25th, 2023, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the IAM Local 709 Union Hall, which my daddy was a member of. That's the International Aerospace and Machinists Union. They put a lot of weight on me as a kid. But it's great to get up there and support this show. It also brings back a lot of fond memories of me going up to the Union Hall with my dad. Looking forward to this. I'm gonna have about 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm gonna have 8 of my builds on the table. If y'all came down to the JacksCon show, The bills that were down there is going to be the ones on the table here in AtlantaCon. So y'all stop by there Saturday, February the 25th, which is this weekend. I'll be there bright and early with a lot more of my good YouTube friends.
Awesome, man. Again, another. Geez, I should just move there.
Please do. I got a house right. I got a house. Well, I know you're right here, but the house over beside to your other side over there.
The house on the other side of me. That one's for sale.
Yeah, matter of fact, it's for sale. So ain't nothing but money.
Money.
Yeah,
I already don't have it, so
And
it don't matter. I get it. I can just use it. I'll just use it if I get it.
Yeah,
that's what it's for.
All I'm gonna do is buy more model kits.
Please tell me about it. Hey, there's something I want to mention. I got a little bit of trivia about. Although, as you can see, look at my windshield's broke, and there's something even more tragic about that windshield being broke. Here's a little thing. We're in 1988 when this kit came out. Were you heavy into building model cars then? Are you aware of this?
No, I was too busy being a national bad.
I figure. Well, I was a nerd. I was heavy getting into it really hardcore at the time when this kit came out. But there was something that people really complained about. This is something that's very cool about the model companies back then. They were getting, because of Scale Auto, and I hope to make a video about this particular kit, because this kit is an extreme importance to both of them. Very important model kit, extremely important model kit to our hobby. It represents the first kit that it was pushed by the model builders, the adult model builders, and what they wanted in a model kit through a survey through Scale Auto Enthusiast magazine. Gary Schmidt put this on, and everybody, this was the most voted kit to do and how to do it. So it got made because the modelers wanted it, and got made the way it is. It's so detailed and so accurate because that's what the modelers wanted. That's what they said in the survey. The kits were made, and they talked about, let's have a stock one and then a tubbed one, and AMT did it. But there was one thing about this kit when it first came out. If you have one of these, you have like the very first version. This box art here, where you got the tiled floor they're parked on, that was really popular in the late 80s with AMT. But they did something janky. They etched a really almost too big into the glass right here was the rear view mirror.
Rear view mirror.
You ever see that?
Yep.
Everybody was like, they love this kit, they go on, but they were like, and remember, no internet to slam, this model, they round two, they round hit and own back then, but you know how what goes on nowadays.
Yeah.
But because there were so many complaints about that rear view mirror,
they got rid of it.
They listened, and they got rid of it so fast. It's rare to find this kit, even in that box art with that windshield on it. I tried to find one. I wanted to show it. I don't even have one.
No, I know I don't. But I do remember. I remember it. That was probably. I'm pretty sure I had that because I do remember the rear view mirror being molded into the front windshield.
That made
and I remember
people.
But
mad.
I'm pretty sure that kit probably led its demise to either.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened.
That's what was going on.
I wish I hadn't done that.
Oh boy, I know, man. A lot of things whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is definitely one of my favorite kits.
Yep.
And
mine too.
I've had a lot of. I didn't bring it. It's like it's buried. Where the heck is it? I don't even know where it's at. It's somewhere over there on that shelf. I can't see it. I'm very upset. Where is it?
It's probably on the bottom. Go down a little bit.
No, I don't even see it. I don't know where it's at. Where's my 66 Nova Pro? Oh, it's up top.
Oh my gosh.
It's right there.
Wow. I bet the program director's been looking at it.
Quite possible. He likes it. It's got Grandpa's name on the door.
That's probably why.
Yeah. I'll put a picture of it right there. It's actually been in my. I've brought it to the model meetings. It's been on my channel. I'm actually going to do Luka's builds on it too. It was the first car that I shot 2K clear on.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a long time ago too. So it's like it looks really good. Still looks very good, and it's
2K, man.
That was probably, which we didn't call it 2K clear. It was just
no.
It was just I got automotive polyurethane.
Poly.
Yep.
Poly is what we called it.
Yep. I don't know where the 2K come from, but
I don't either. Maybe because it was got popular in the year 2000.
All right, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
Whatever.
And I think I'm going to use my magical power. I sent this to you not too long ago, so I'm going to try my snap right here.
Do it.
Look at there.
Oh my goodness! Yep. I have it in digital, so it's right there. Why don't you go ahead, do another slap, but do the snap there. Now we heard the snap too. I can even bring the volume.
That's because I ain't got a straight finger on my hand.
Come on, do it one more. Come on, just do it one more time.
I'm going to do it right-handed. How about that?
Oh boy! One more time. Do it one more time. Oh, there we go.
I have to do.
Wow, that was.
I got to have the.
Hold on.
2 power. Hey,
wow, those sparks were loud.
Yeah,
I saw them. Did you see that?
Man,
I think it burned your face a little. I see a little bit of burned face there.
Kind of singed my beard a little bit. So, but anyhow, this is just hot off the presses. This is the new flyer for our good friends at the Acme Southern Nationals 2023.
Yes,
relocating. Yes. They're relocating. They're on the move.
Relocating.
They're going to be this year's show date is it's going to be a 2-day show. So possibly Friday and a Saturday. The main show's on Saturday. Yep, they're going to allow us to come in on Friday, I believe. Vendors to set up. I've got to get confirmation through Wayne Weber or Bob Downey. A matter of fact, I'll probably see Bob Downey this weekend. And I'm going to talk with him, see if we can, anybody that, and
tell him to contact me, by the way.
I will. I want
to get him on the show.
But I want to see if we can possibly, being they're going to let us have the hall for a Friday and a Saturday. They're allowing the vendors to come in on Friday to set up, get all the vendors ready for sale. But I'm going to see if I think Wayne is out of country for a couple of weeks. Bob's going to be at the AtlantaCon show with me this coming Saturday. But I'm going to see if anybody that purchased the early birds pass can set up their builds on the Friday night of the show. Because the hotel, really cool. They're moving locations now out of Smyrna. They're going to Cartersville, Georgia.
Yep,
the new location. Yep, new location is the Clarence Brown Conference Center. It's 5450 Georgia Highway 20, Cartersville, Georgia. So there's and then the host hotel is just, you can walk from the hotel to the Clarence Brown Conference Center, which is going to be awesome. And are they bigger venue, man.
Are they setting up Friday night, so that we have
so we can
do it right in the hall, and then we can all hang out and make a party out of it on Friday night.
Yep, just like we've always done.
That's like we've always. To me, that's the funnest part of it all. I love that.
Yep.
The Friday night was such a hoot.
Oh man, that was a blast.
Such a good time.
Yeah, so. It's always fun to get. You get into a show environment like that, and you're meeting guys that you've talked to on the internet or on on forums and things like that. But people come up to you and go, "Hey, I watch your channel." I'm like, and it's just awesome. That's just great.
It gives us a chance to meet people. I always love meeting people that support us.
It does, and it's just awesome. Us. And that's speaking of support. Speaking of support, anybody that and I tell you what, I cannot. I'm gonna tip my hat off. I got a preview on this. I'm gonna tip my hat off to this gentleman right here, sitting right here beside me, which is about, how many miles are we? Yeah, we're about 1,200. Yeah,
something that works for me.
Something like that.
It seems so close, though, doesn't it?
Anybody that has not, and I probably owe this, I've been trying to get some design work, and this feller right here designed me some nice shop logos. Check that out.
That was fun.
LC, I appreciate it. Anybody that's interested in these, drop me a line down there. We'll trade addresses, as well as I got some shop cards in. This one right here went to Jack's Con, brought home a gold medal.
Congratulations. Congrats on that, man.
But this was fun. We got but another show down there at Jack's Con. I got to hang out with, the guy that don't know who Big Daddy is. I mean,
that guy,
Mr. Ed Roth.
that dude.
That dude right there. Wait a minute, let's try it again. You ready? Matthew Inman. Got to hang out with him. Got to hang out with my other buddy, Jason, at Blue Ox Models. Yep. We had a blast. There. Yep. See, he's got the power too now.
Absolutely.
Anybody that hadn't got one of these, or if you want one of these, just drop us a message down below, and we'll tell me if you want a shop card or if you want one of these awesome stickers.
That sticker turned out cool.
LC designed them for me.
I was happy to do it. It was a lot of fun.
Man,
I enjoyed doing stuff like that, and I'm glad you got something like that. I just felt you needed a logo. I just felt it.
Thank you. That was just classic.
Yeah.
It's got that beautiful.
It looks beautiful.
I mean, just the. Oh man,
you make me look good on that, man. I'll tell you, they did a great job.
They did.
Yeah, I watched your videos, watching Keeping Up with Jack's Con, and you guys are having such a good time. I was sitting over here crying about it. But I'll tell you what, man. But what you guys are doing, you got some people that are kind of looking at Jack's Con now as a place to go.
That's right. We had a lot of.
I know a guy that's got a little bit of power with his throttle that's thinking about it. Try and talk me into it.
Yeah, I wished you would. But it is. There's a lot of shows that's getting to around this area, which we've got the one that we just talked about, the Acme Southern Nationals. Jack's Con's becoming a big show. Atlanta Con. I mean, here BG was talking today, and he's like, that's one of my bucket lists that he wants to come down to.
Yeah.
Well, and a couple of mine, I want to go one of these days. I'm going to try to make it up to the NNLs up in Jersey.
Oh yeah.
A lot of guys. That's getting to be a big YouTube gathering as well.
That's good, because I don't want to put the cat out of the bag, but I know of this guy who has this thing on the whatever that's called. That's this thing that we're doing that is going to be possibly at the NNL East. But that's all I'm going to say at this point.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So,
well, I tell you, I think we got a great one now ready to put into the books. This was a lot of fun. We did a lot of kind of bench racing, which is fun. That's what we do. Yeah. We're just having a good time.
A little bit of reminiscing.
We talked about a really great kit. And,
oh man, this
boy, I really dig that Street Freak. I dig that Street Freak you're working on. Holy cow! Let's take a look at that one more time. One more time. Oh, that's 100% way tipping the silly meter over in this direction.
Yeah,
silly meter. That is nuts. I love it.
Oh wait a minute! I'm really
Jeez.
Probably by the next time, the next episode, which will be our third episode, this thing might be in paint. So any of you guys and ladies that probably watches this, see if y'all can guess what color this thing's going to be. What's old Pappy thinking about? What color?
Are you sticking with kind of like the norm for you, or are you going something different? You're not going to say.
Stay tuned in. You'll find out.
That was great. That was wow. You're a pro at this. Holy cow! Awesome. Well, I tell you what, you know, we kind of are getting this down. I think we got our signing in, how we're doing it. And I think we got our signing out, and we talked about it. So why don't I hand it over to you, my friend, and you say the words that need to be said at the end of this show.
Folks, remember, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy and Luka out of here.
We's out. Thanks for watching. And, well,
Here's the producers. But we need to come up with an entering monotone. No, we don't need to do monotone.
yeah. Well, I've got our little thing I made, but then it's
no, I like that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You're good. I'm glad you do. That was fun.
Yep.
All right, we are. What the heck is the name of our show?
I think it's
Fred
the,
and Luca's model
Fred
car
and
bench
Luka
racing.
model car bench racing.
Yeah, there we go. All right, there.
So
Are we ready?
I'm ready, brother.
All right.